What's up, guys? So I'm gonna start in a little bit. To get in here, but if people don't hurry up and get in here, I'm gonna just cook anyway because I don't have time to wait. I am hungry as shit. All right, guys. So I just wanted to go live because I had a really big hankering for some steak. Now I made some steak the other day, as y'all know. I did the pineapple marinated steak, which was okay. Um, but I want a real piece of steak now. So I have this nice strip piece. It's not as good as I would like it. Um, the marbling is not as beautiful, but it is a decent piece of steak. It's far thicker and far better quality steak than the steak I used before that was marinated in pineapple. Um, I just wanted to go live because I was going to just post a picture after I finished the steak, but I wanted to show y'all how I sear steak. Um, Give me a sec. I'm just trying to get everything all set up because I'm using my Wi-Fi. So if it's a little laggy, please do forgive me, guys. I don't have this directly connected like I do normally for other lives, so just give me a sec so I can get everything all together. All right, so let's get going. So what I have here is just some standard coconut oil. I like to use coconut oil for my steak. Sometimes I've started to use that a little bit more than vegetable oil just because it gets really hot and it gets the sear that I need on it. But let's heat up our pan first. And in the meantime, we can go ahead and start to salt and pepper our steak. Now, because this is a better piece of steak, I'm not going to do too much with the seasoning, truthfully. Just do some salt and pepper. And then I'm going to basically rely on my butter, my garlic, and my herbs to really do what I need. But, you definitely want to season this generously with some salt and pepper on each side. What's up, bro? I want to do these more, honestly, but again, live streams are really hard to really pull off, especially ones where I gotta cook, just because I don't have the proper equipment to really give you guys the best streams I would like right now, anyway. But give me some months, I got you guys. Maybe not even months, honestly, because I have started to really like this live streaming stuff. But what I'm doing right now is just seasoning it pretty generously with some salt and pepper, as you guys can see. I'm going to season one side first, and then when I put it in the pan, I'm going to season the other side on top, so you guys don't think I'm not seasoning one side or another. Let's just season both sides while we're here. The pan is still heating up. So I want to season both sides, but I also want to season the sides as well. But I'm going to use the seasoning that fell off of the that's on the plate to season those. Yeah, man, I'm using my phone right now, which is trash. I'd much rather use my computer, so I've invested in a 4K webcam so I can start the live stream a little bit better. But that's going to take some time to get here. Once it gets here, I'll be able to do these a little bit easier. But right now, it is what it is. It's the best we got. But again, we're seasoning this both sides with some salt and pepper. Nothing crazy. What are y'all doing today, actually? For anyone who is here, what are y'all doing this evening? I am stuck in the house. Our city is kind of on lockdown. Not as much. It's just not as much stuff to do, honestly. it's not really worth going anywhere, to be honest with you. But yeah, here is that coconut oil I'm using, guys. So I want to show you what I'm doing here, though. So when you season your salt, your steak, um, sometimes you want to make sure you get each side nice and, just get all that seasoning on there. Don't let any part not be seasoned. Oops. All right, there we go. All right, still letting this heat up a bit. I like mine to get nice and hot, so as soon as it hits the pan, it's a nice and hot sizzle. As soon as it starts to smoke, go ahead and throw that in there. Now, as you can see, it's already starting to make noise, and that's what you want, a really, really loud sizzle. You don't want anything weak because this is a thick piece of steak too. Like this is probably like a good half-inch steak maybe, so like it's important to get your sear. But I'm also cooking this to pretty much like a medium. I'm not going to do anything, a medium to a medium rare to medium, I guess. It's nothing really crazy. But again, I'm letting my coconut oil do some of the work right now just to get a nice sear on it. See, this is why I hate using my phone, because I'm getting like notifications from other crap. Whatever, it's cool. Hope you guys are still here. But yeah, now what we're gonna do is just gonna let that sit. Get a nice sear, and once we flip it, that's when we're gonna go ahead and add garlic and the rest of our herbs. I'm gonna go ahead and smash and close the garlic really quick so we can go ahead and add that in. Get this out of the way. It's about time to flip this jar now. Working with on this side. See? Pretty much what you're looking for. I don't like to add a whole bunch of other seasonings on there, especially when I'm searing real hard, because they tend to burn, especially garlic powder and onion powder. So I have my garlic, I crush those. I like to just throw those in, let those go for just a bit. Basically, it's almost like you're frying your ingredients now. That's what I like to do. Some rosemary, throw that back there. And I also have these weird like sprigs of thyme. Go ahead and throw those in there too. Just keep letting it go. Let all that nice oil infuse with the bottom. I'm going to put my butter to the top. I don't move all of this. No, not actually, because I have it all set up. See, this is why I really don't. Lives this was a little bit harder, unfortunately, so thank you guys for bearing with me. But what we're going to start organizing our ingredients in the pan a bit. Because as you can see, this bottom is starting to get nice and seared as well. So let's flip this over, because it's a really, really thick piece of steak, as you can see. So let's start to get all of our sides seared before we move on to adding the butter. I don't really like exposed, non-seared steak. It just looks odd. So I tend to just get a nice color on all the sides I can before I add the butter. All right. So already my steak it's hard to describe, but it's pretty much already at like a rare to medium rare. And I learned this when I was in culinary school. Basically, this part of your finger, it's like rare, medium, well. You get what I'm saying? That's pretty much how I test to see how tender my steak is without having to tempt it. So now that, as you can see, my garlic and whatnot, all of that's starting to get nice and crispy back here. So go ahead and add our butter in. We're going to let that go. I'm going to get a nice brown butter going, because that is what's going to help finish the color and just let that melt a bit. Now we're gonna go ahead and do the real chefy shit, you know? This is when you take, I like to take all my ingredients out of the butter and put it on top because it kind of rains down flavor. You guys will see. Give me a sec. All right. So, as you can see, they start to brown it up really nicely. Putting some really nice color on there. All right. If these were all minced garlic, this would be really, really bad because it would all stick to the steak. Thankfully, these are just crushed garlic in its whole, so I can be able to easily take it off. But it does add the flavor I need. It's almost like roasted garlic, but I like to do that too. One day I'll make a roasted garlic recipe so you guys can see how I add roasted garlic to things like this. But right now I'm just gonna butter baste it. You know, keep going. If y'all could only feel and smell what I'm smelling right now, I am being popped like crazy, but I do it all for the steak. All right. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take it off because I want this to rest. So I'm gonna just let that go for just a little bit longer. But now I'm just gonna go ahead and take this and just take it off. We could take this too. I still want all of this butter because this butter I'm gonna pour on top. I'll show you guys in a bit. You guys hold on, I'm gonna readjust so we can eat this together. But give me a sec. All right. And by the way, I really, 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 genuinely hate electric stoves. It's one of my least favorite kinds of stoves. But I do what I do, how I can do it. And it's the reason why I really like highly produced things, just because there's so many flaws in my background. But it's one of the things I want you guys to see. Lots of flaws, whatnot. Yeah, I'm drinking on some red wine tonight, so. See, I love me some fucking, like, I love me a charcoal grill over a gas grill. Especially like a legitimate, like, coal fire grill, like with the with, not like your standard like coal fire grill. Like I want like flat, basically just a bunch of like, like they use it for like when they do like Mediterranean food and shit sometimes. And they grill the shrimp or the fish and whatnot. They'll have like this really long grill, and like the coals are different than like charcoals per se, but I can tolerate a gas grill, but it's not as pleasant for me. I like the fact that you can control the heat a lot more than you can with charcoal, but easily, I guess. But it's still kind of not as much as I like. I like the flavor of charcoal. I like the flavor charcoal grills provide too. But basically, this is what we have so far. So I poured all the rest of that brown butter on top just to let it go. I'm gonna let this rest. Now it's really important to let your steak rests, just because you want it to not leak out everywhere. And so I want to retain as much juice as it can. Um, Honestly, man, I marinate pretty much everything except like it depends on like if I'm doing a steak, I typically don't marinate it. I try to stay away from it because you kind of want to start your steak dry, and a lot of marinades are wet, so that means you would have to wipe off a lot of marinades and whatnot. So I typically tend to use a bit of a I guess you can say a like a wet like I use if I do marinate something, it's more of like a seasoned marinade or maybe with like herbs and shit like that. But like I mainly leave like my marinating to like chicken, pork, seafood, shit like that. But here we got our steak. It looks really dope. I want to show you guys this up close. Has some really nice color on there. I'm gonna slice this up in a little bit. Again, I'm waiting. Like you guys are seeing this in real time. I'm waiting because I don't want to just slice it immediately. If not, it's just going to completely all over the place, and I don't want that. Um, yeah, we just don't want that. But in the meantime, um, this is basically one of my favorite kind of foods. Anyone who kind of knows me outside of the space knows that I love me a good steak. If I can find me a good steak, I'll get it. Um, steak and wings. I can probably eat those two much more than the average Joe. Um, I picked up this steak today because it just looked so good when I grabbed it. So I was just like, let me get it. But what are you guys doing today, though? I know I asked y'all that before, but I'm not really doing anything beyond this. I kind of I kind of wish that I had more to like show you guys. I was going to make a full-blown meal, but I've honestly been cooking all day, so I'm just pretty tired. I just wanted to like get this out so I can show you guys how to make a little bit of a steak. Um, but yeah, let's go ahead and start to cut these joints. For the folks that are still here, I'm going to announce something to you guys pretty soon, and I hope that you guys might be willing to participate. Let me finish setting this up first, and we'll talk. Does my screen, like my lens, seem really blurry to you guys? I think. See, that's the problem. I be cooking shit all day, so like, let's see. Word. What kind of turkey tacos you doing, bro? Um, I recently came across. Well, no, not recently. I been new to this, but I used to work at a place a minute ago called Sprouts, Sprouts Farmers Market, and they used to have this dark roast turkey that was like we would make turkey carnitas with. And when I say it made some of the best turkey, like pulled turkey tacos I've ever had in my entire life, bro. Like the best. Like if you can get your hands on like some dark roast turkey and just cook that shit for like 2 3 hours, you will literally have like you can probably make you like a turkey barria taco. All right, let's go ahead. I'm gonna sit down while I do this, guys. So give me a sec. It's crazy because I low key be having stage fright, but like I never had stage fright my whole life. Like I was an entire fucking musician in high school. Um, like I was always performing. I was a section leader. Like I was literally like it's just crazy. Like this is I guess when it's like things like this makes me a little nervous, but I'm happy that you guys are still here. It's really giving me the confidence boost I need. But let me check my comments again. What did you guys say? See, lean ground turkey is not bad. I just feel like you always got to do shit with it, which is not bad though. It's just stuff you got to do in order to give it some life. But they make great. I know you got a daughter. Turkey nuggets. I used to work for a school and I used to put them together all the time, or like almost like chicken fries, kinda. They taste almost identical to like Burger King's chicken fries. So if you want that recipe, I can write you up one real quick for you, bro. All right. So I don't want to drip this all over my table, so I'm just gonna go ahead, get a nice little grip on that. Move this out the way. Yeah, bro, I got you. Be on the lookout for my email at cheflin at 2dubkitchen.com. I'll make sure I send it to you. Send me an email, cheflin at 2dubkitchen.com, so I can make sure I can email it back to you. Usually my files are kind of big, so I don't want them, I don't want it to be something I gotta send over like social media or whatnot. So I'm gonna just cut my steak. I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of all of this beautiful stuff. Although it adds good flavor. Now here's the cream of the crop. So we're gonna go ahead and cut this now. Now, eh, it's not. It's a little like under for me possibly. I should have maybe finished it in the oven. Yeah, let's finish this joint in the oven, y'all. Cause I like this kind. Like this is a nice rare, but yeah, let's go ahead. We're gonna finish this in the oven really quick. So like, see, I'm glad you guys are live with me because now y'all can see how the inner workings work. So like, if this is a restaurant and like let's just say somebody sent back their steak. In a restaurant, I wouldn't refire in a whole new steak. Like fuck that, it costs too much. So what we would do is we would just refire this steak. So I'm gonna refire this real quick, and basically I'm gonna use my broiler to get it to the temp I want. Temp, I'm aiming for a medium. This is about a medium rare, which I don't. Some people like it. I'm not in the mood for a rare right now. So we're gonna go ahead and just move this back to the pan really quick, and then we're gonna go ahead and put it in the oven, and then we'll be right back. And it's really simple. Again, don't be afraid. Like honestly, guys, I tell you all the time, don't be afraid to basically experiment in the kitchen. Try new things. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt to try something so you can be able to grow. You want to grow in the kitchen. All right, I'm gonna put this in the oven. I'm gonna put this in the oven for. Honestly, I'm only going to probably need like another 2 minutes on this joint, another 2-3 minutes, and it'll be exactly where I need it to be. But I need some time to heat up, so I'm gonna just talk to y'all in the meantime. But let's clean all of this up while we wait. But basically, right now I am currently in the process of really trying to figure out, what's really happening on this channel, and which direction I want to go. Because basically, people have been here for a minute. OG subscribers have known, like I've been gone for a pretty decent amount of time, and I'm just kind of bouncing back over like the last like 6 to 8 months, basically. So I feel like I'm starting a whole new channel sometimes, which basically I am. But I also have changed a lot from my previous videos, and I really noticed that when I was doing my compilation. For those who seen like my really long video I just uploaded not too long ago, the 4-hour video. Basically, when I first started YouTube, it was like 4 or 5 years ago, and things were a lot different at that time. Like a lot different. I mean, I think right now what my channel, like it was basically like my channel was just, I was younger and I just had a lot of different commentary, and I had probably, I would say, more entertaining commentary. And a lot of that came from just like me just being wild. Like I was just wild, and I was just trying to find sort of my way here on YouTube. But in that time period that I've been gone, I've spent a lot of time in the kitchen, like in kitchens, like really learning, like really mastering my craft. And honestly, I can say that it's made me far more serious of a chef. So it's like, it's really hard for me to like basically back in the day, I would come on my commentary and I'm just like, "What's up, motherfuckers?" Blah blah blah, all of this shit, and it's just like that was great, but like it was fake. I'm only gonna say fake, but it wasn't necessarily who I am at my core, which is not really like as flamboyantly outwardly like that way. I'm just not who I am right now, and in my absence, I really have embraced myself in a lot of ways. That I am sort of. I won't even say like I'm more of a soft-spoken person. I'm more of a person that's just like straight to the point, very meek. But we're here. But I say all that to say, I'm trying to basically make this channel now a channel where like I can it reflects the chef I am right now. And the chef that I am right now is, kind of like right now. I mean, not, I won't say this in particular, what I'm doing at this moment, because, this is a lot of like, there's a lot of first times going on. So I'm like really flustered trying to pull this off. But just like in my performance of my videos, I noticed that like they tend to just be more boring than what they used to be. And I don't know. I guess that's just the chef I am these days. But I feel like I can compensate you guys and like for the change in my personality a bit by just providing you better quality content. Like even down to like my editing abilities. Like I basically have been studying like shit all of my editing platforms and just really trying to master, really becoming like a craftsman in this whole YouTube thing. So I hope that like my work reflects pretty decently on screen, which I would hope it does. But as of right now, I'm just doing what I got to do. Just trying. I'm uploading pretty daily as much as I can and just seeing what sticks and just seeing what you guys tend to like. But I do appreciate all the feedback that you guys gave me the other day, because it really helped me really think about where I want to take this channel. So with all that being said, I'm going to get my steak in a little bit now. It's not quite done yet. I'm gonna give it, another 2 minutes. Basically, the oven had to heat up. But I'm thinking about doing a tour of my kitchen pretty soon, which is not very much to show, but I'm gonna do a kitchen tour. Right now, it is a complete tornado. I have been cooking all day, so I don't really want to show you guys how fucked up everything is all over the place. I literally just been throwing shit all over the place trying to get everything going. But I think maybe sometime next week we'll do a tour. I'm gonna be on camera more, which that's a whole process in itself too. But like getting myself mic'd up and all that jizz jazz and whatnot. But I promise you guys, I'm hearing you all, and I'm taking everything in consideration, because I'm definitely trying to change things up a bit. So, bro, and I really appreciate that. Yeah, man, it's the email on my profile. But I really appreciate that, and I do appreciate everyone who's also like giving me the confidence to like the basically the permission to keep being myself, which is amazing, because it doesn't really happen like that for most YouTube channels. A lot of people have to change themselves in a lot of ways to push something. But I've also realized at the end of the day, this channel is not a personality channel. This channel is this. I have high hopes of my videos being around for as long as the platform exists, because basically I'm a resource channel. So when it comes to learning how to cook, how-tos can be pretty cut and dry, or it can be really entertaining. It just depends on the subject at hand. So my goal is to educate, because here I really want to teach people how to become, basically I want to take the home cook and teach them how to become the home chef, if that makes sense. So that's basically what the goal is here. And it's not really to participate in challenges and whatnot, which I do whenever I see one that's interesting, but those are really redundant and kind of not what I want to do. So I want to stick to this. I really love doing this. So let's get our steak. Did anybody catch my little chill hop stream I streamed earlier? It was my first time doing it, but I really, really, really want to get into those more. Probably one of the coolest things I've done in a while. And I also put that picture together. I don't know. I just been having a lot of fun editing, so I'm definitely going to do more like chill beats for cooking type videos. You know, maybe with some more cooking animations, but definitely gonna start doing this. I really, really, really enjoy doing that, and hopefully you guys, you know, can utilize the beats. I mean, I listen to music literally every time I cook, which is half the reason why I don't really like going on camera because it's really hard to concentrate. I don't know. I just so used to cooking with music that it's hard to concentrate without it. So there's that. If you guys ever want to know why I prefer to not go on. All right. So we fixed our issues just a bit. Just a bit. Now we're gonna do the same thing. Although we let our steak rest one time, we're gonna still let it rest one more time because you know it's steak. You don't, you know, treat it with some respect. But we're just gonna let this piece of steak just rest. And again, the pink is far less this time. This is pretty much the pink center right here, but not too much. I'm eating a piece of the strip. And it tastes delicious though. Honestly. So far, so good. But I do have some video announcements for the folks that are here. I'm going to. I have a recipe uploaded tomorrow. I'm doing bacon, egg, and cheese crepes, which I'm going to finish. Hopefully, I should finish editing that by tonight. But I don't know. The way this wine got me feeling, I'm probably going to pass the fuck out as soon as this stream is over. But I'm going to do bacon, egg, and cheese crepes. That's coming up tomorrow. And then I'm sorry, I'm distracted, man. It's funny because I agree with you. Like I love when people say the cow was still moving on the plate because sometimes people cook their steak a little too rare. Mine it's probably still a little too rare, and honestly, it's because I've had such a thick piece. But the way I poked it when it was in there, it's about here. So we're at about a medium rare right here, which I like medium rare, especially on a flavorful piece of steak. If it's something that lacks a little bit of flavor, then I'll go with something a little bit more, I guess. Like I'll go with like a higher temp cook. But yeah, let's go ahead and cut into the steak, y'all. It's cool because I have a subscription, well, a partnership with Epidemic Sounds for all my music. I know you missed the cooking. It's all good though. We're getting to the best part anyway, which is cutting open the steak. But yeah, I have Epidemic Sounds, which allows me to really like get all the music I really like. Which I used to have a person who would produce all my music. But you know, things, you know, time has just gone forward, and I still use his music often, but it's just easier for me now to use things like what is it called? To use things like acid jazz, which I love. That's one of my favorite genres of music, acid jazz, but also like just like a bunch of different stuff. But yeah, as we can see, our steak is, you know, it's there. It's like a medium to whatever. But I like acid jazz and I like other stuff, but you know, he does a lot of hip hop, which is also whenever the song, whatever the recipe requires it. But this is what we have. Yeah, unfortunately, you guys have missed the best part. I wanted to teach you guys how to really do this. I'm gonna do another recipe on how to really make a steak, so I can really get the instructions to you guys. Because as I've told you guys, it's just kind of, it's really hard for me to do this right now. I wish that you guys were just like here, so I wouldn't have to deal with the equipment too, and I can just cook. Because I do a lot of live demonstrations. For people that want to know linear outside of here, I do a lot of demonstrations. For restaurants, when I help them make their menus and various items and whatnot. Um, but yeah, this is far harder, in my opinion, than doing that because I have no idea what you guys are saying, what your face looks like. I have no idea how to read the crowd. I'm just winging it. So that should make it easier though, but it doesn't. It makes it much harder, in my opinion. Um, Yeah, I do too. This is, I think, because basically I decided to pull this off the pan a little bit easier. I mean, a little bit too quick, which I wish I would have just did this in my cast iron pan as opposed to my non-stick. My cast iron pan really gives it that heat that I need in the very beginning that would have took care of my problems. And I could have also just put the whole cast iron pan in the oven. But I wanted to be fancy and show y'all some other shit and I fucked up. But it's okay. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna slice all of this down because I don't really eat it this rare. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I don't eat it this rare as much. I will, but I don't. So I'm going to go ahead and just slice it again and I'm just put it in the oven. But yeah, this is pretty much it though. It's basically how you want to treat steak in general. And honestly, there are people who eat steak like this. So this is not incorrect. It's just not correct for me. But yeah, cast iron is definitely one of my favorite. Like you guys have seen it in all my cooking videos. I use a shit ton of my cast. Like I've used my cast iron for so many different purposes, and I love just like I don't know. Like I just love how it doesn't really. From all the things I've cooked in it, I've cooked everything from my cornbread to like seafood. I've just cooked all types of stuff in it, but it's literally my favorite piece of cooking equipment. Also, my knife, and I'm gonna show you that once I clean it up. But I'm gonna just go ahead and slice this up so I can go ahead and put it back in the oven. Um, I'm actually probably not gonna finish this tonight. I'm probably not gonna eat this tonight. For real, I'm probably gonna save these and make some breakfast tacos or something in the morning. Cause I'm still a little full from the one crepe I did have that I was making earlier. But you guys let me know. I want to go. I really would like to start going live more, but like, I don't want to go live without some sort of like topic at hand. So like, if you guys want, yeah, this is pretty much it. I have a 10-inch cast. I have a 10-inch cast iron pan. I also have a 6-inch that I never use for anything besides like, except if I'm trying to impress somebody with like some real bougie cast iron type mac and cheese. But I never really use it for real. But I literally use everything. Let's go ahead and this just gets a little annoying because I wanted to show you guys the steak as it was coming out and how nice it was, but we're going to just put this back in the oven just for a little bit. And you guys can see the pool of all the juices that have left the steak. Had I not let that rest, it would be all over the fucking cutting board. Like, I mean, entirely all over the cutting board. That lets me know that my steak is relatively juicy because I didn't lose all the juice. But that's pretty much it, guys. There's nothing really else for me to show y'all with the steak. I can see it was sort of a fail, but not really. Um, I'm gonna go ahead and finish drinking my wine. Edit some videos. Hope y'all have a good night. Um, yeah, again, let me know in the comments if there's anything in particular in the live. And also, you guys email me. I've told you guys if you ever have any personal questions or anything, even food related questions, I respond really, really quickly to my email. So please email me at cheflin@kitchen.com. And yeah, I'll definitely respond to pretty much any culinary question. But good night, guys. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Be on the lookout for my crate recipes coming around noon. So be on the lookout, guys. Peace.